Yeah, we'll only find out when Oscar Piastri speaks,
Keep
or
checking
if
to
Zach
see if he
Brown,
has now.
or if Zach Brown gets there first and says like we've got it, and then we'll be doing another podcast this time tomorrow.
Wait.
Oh my word!
I mean, that well, Freddie finds it. Oh boy!
I understand that without my agreement, Alpine F1 have put out a press release late this afternoon that I'm driving for them next year. This is wrong, and I've not signed a contract with Alpine for 2023. I will not be driving for Alpine next year.
Are you serious?
Blue tick.
Wow.
Oh, that's a text. You can't read that.
Well, we just did. Nigel's left. It has literally, it's blown his mind.
Oh my goodness me. Oh my Lord. Look at that, guys. Live podcast.
What is this sport? What's going on, man? What's going on?
I love it.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to a special short edition of the Winging F1 podcast. Yes, it's a third podcast in the space of about 24 hours for us in terms of recording. That's because F1 is a bit mad right now. And the latest news is Oscar Piastri has been announced by Alpine that he will drive for them next year, but Piastri himself hasn't said anything. Now, why is that the case? Well, some publications such as Autosport are reporting that he's done a gentleman's agreement, let's say, or there might even be a pre-contract in place with McLaren. There's talk about this deadline of July the 31st. If Piastri wasn't signed up by Alpine then, that he's a free agent. Yesterday, Fernando Alonso announced that he would join Aston Martin. Of course, that was the 1st of August. So there's all that to factor in. And there's a situation in IndyCar where Alex Palou is signed. Well, it looks like he's signed for both Chip Ganassi and McLaren. Yes, McLaren involved again. So then there's people thinking about that as well. It's all just a bit mad. But as far right now, 7 o'clock, Tuesday, 2nd of August, 2022, Alpine have announced Piastri, UK time, Alpine have announced Piastri as the driver. So what are your thoughts on this? I'll go to Freddie first. Is it secure?
I think it feels very gameplay by Alpine from the way this sort of press release is presented and some sort of language in there. If I just find the press release now, oh, here it is. There's just a few things that sort of about them promoting him and so on. They're very, very obviously trying to say that he's already a driver. He's already in the fold and things like that. So there's a lot in there that is implying that Alpine are very sure they have him. And I think you can't really sniff at that too much. I don't think there was too much pressure to announce him so much they didn't get him on board with the announcement, if that makes sense, in terms of throwing in quotes from him that have been signed off and from his management team. So I don't see why that there's any reason why that's not there other than kind of weird scenarios and a risk of sounding all conspiracy theorist and so on. It rings a bit fishy to me, basically.
Yeah, I'd have to agree. It's very much like the Alex Palou situation. It wouldn't surprise me in 3 hours McLaren announced that they've signed him, just like with what happened with Palou. But I might be wrong, and Piastri might say something tomorrow morning. Adam, your reaction to it?
Just astonishment, really. I'm sort of expecting him to be announced at Chip Ganassi as Palou's replacement. That'd be the full circle. But I don't. It's just for them not to have quoted him in the press release is just bizarre. Like I've never kind of heard of that, or in not just in F1, in any sport, having such a major announcement and not quoting the person who's the topic of it. It's just bizarre. It feels a bit like Alpine have been obviously taken by surprise by the Alonso news, and now they're just trying to kind of gain the initiative back, whether it's their initiative to get or not. They're just going ho and hoping it works out, and if it doesn't, then they are going to be left with a lot of egg on their face.
So do we all think this is not 100% secure then? Because it does sound that way.
I don't really know, because it's...
Well,
You've got to
Well, when
kind
it
of they've published it, haven't they? You've got to kind of trust that, and we do have to take into account Aussie time and things like that. Like,
that's the thing. It would have been like 3 a.m. there. So why would they
But-
announce it like?
but Alonso was announced at 9 yesterday morning.
Yeah, but
and-
that's Spanish time. That's 10 a.m. So that's normal. But for, like Australian driver, you surely announce it.
No, but my point in that is that there's been at least a day and a half time, so there's enough time for them to at least on Monday time speak to Tuesday Australians, and then have something sorted in Tuesday Europe. So then there's something for the front pages at least Wednesday morning in Australia, which kind of makes sense for the timing of this announcement now. But you would throw in the Oscar Piastri angle and so on, and that's just not there, and that's just massively lacking. Looking at it from a PR standpoint, this is a perfect time to kind of get the midweek press in Australia, which is amazing for them, and what they exactly should go for with Oscar Piastri. But you can't do that with only a quote from Otmar Safnauer.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, is he even in Australia? Do we know that? And
we don't know, but we don't know.
Surely there's someone from his team who's in Australia, or if it's such a huge announcement that I don't know. I just can't imagine that he's sleeping through it. Like, it's not for this to be like the biggest moment of your life so far and not put anything up about it. I don't think that can be an accident or bad timing or anything. I feel like it has to be something more deliberate than that.
The saying is that Mark Webber's in Australia. He's the manager. He gets a sign off. But I think Nigel and I saw him in London for Formula E.
Yeah, he was definitely in London because I tried to. Well, I didn't try, but like, he was definitely there.
Yeah. So that adds another element of maybe just on a plane to the mix and just not even looking at anything. Like, I think the thing I find funniest is that apparently Fernando Alonso's on a boat, ignoring all the phone calls as well. But
laughing.
Basically, what we're just saying here is frankly, it's a bit of an awkward, messy scenario. Maybe we're making a fuss over nothing, but at this kind of attempt of saving face from Alpine, the face has been kind of just strewn and injured a little bit more.
Yeah,
but it's like the biggest thing. It's the one thing that they have to get right from a PR angle. Like, it's the biggest news they're going to announce, or this and Alonso are the two biggest pieces of news they're going to announce the whole season. So and they've been caught off guard by one, and then just kind of seem a bit a kind of a confusing response to the second. So I just can't, for such a big piece of news, it just seems to be that there is something really up with the situation. And I don't know, if you're Piastri and you're looking at this, like, what are you thinking?
Yeah, well, I'm
probably having a great time with it.
I mean, me and Freddie know, like, from last year, that some press releases are made like 4 or 5 days before it's announced. So I knew about, for example, Valtteri Bottas going to Alpha. I knew that like nearly a week before it was actually announced.
But we all also knew that about 2 months before it was announced anyway.
Yeah, but like the actual press release was already.
Yeah, but I think the thing on that is that there were so many kind of sort of very easily confirmed rumors for the majority of the summer that year. I think in this scenario, there are so many balls in so many different courts. There's so much at play at the moment that the fact that we're looking at an official press release that we've been emailed from Alpine telling us that Oscar Piastri is going to be in the 2023 seat alongside Esteban Ocon, no uncertain terms, really. And we're making a brief little episode to talk about kind of doubting it is mad.
Yeah, no, it is mad. It is absolutely mad. And we
then
might be making another 10-minute thing tomorrow at this rate, the way it's going.
But then why? I think that plays into the to me, that adds more doubt into it, because Nigel said, they get everything, all their ducks in a row, and then announce it. So if you've not got that, why announce it unless there is significant pressure from another party at play that you're trying to get ahead of or get level with? And that's...
Yeah, and that brings us back to the kind of original point I think we all kind of made, that it's a power play.
Yeah,
it is that.
agree.
And
absolutely mad. Absolutely crazy.
Oh, I love
yeah.
it. I love it.
I do as well. It's perfect for us. It's not silly season, it's stupid season at this moment. So, is there anything else you want to add before we come back tomorrow and talk about the latest rumours on it?
Well, I mean, it feels like we should have really been discussing like, okay, well, that puts to bed that Daniel Ricciardo apparently has phoned Otmar Safnauer and wants a seat and all of that, but it really doesn't. And I don't know, we could go down so many rabbit holes that we've basically already gone down in our Alonso chat, but
yeah, that's the thing. Because of McLaren getting in touch with Piastri, it basically means Ricciardo's out. Well, yeah. It looks
Ricciardo's out.
Certain.
There's a spare seat at Williams.
Yeah, because Piastri denied a 2-year contract. Yeah, that was a thing as well. So Piastri, for those who don't know, he had a 2-year contract offer from Williams, but decided not to take it. So
who reported that?
It's just crazy.
Probably need to actually.
It was. I think it was the race or something.
Okay.
Actually, it was a
Probably
big publication. I can't remember who, but no, it was BBC Sport.
BBC Sport.
Yeah.
Benson.
Yeah. But yeah.
Benton, very trustworthy. Yeah, it's just, I don't know. But like, if you're McLaren and you've had Vettel, who was talked about as being in talks with them, and he's out of it. Piastri was the other driver that they're really putting up that he was in there, and now he's out of it. Albon, he's being talked about. I don't know. It's really strange. Where do you go? Where it looks like they're very ready to move on from Ricciardo, and every time Ricciardo goes, well, I've got a contract till the end of next season, then they go, yes, but we can get out of that. And it's very, very obvious that they're making noises that that seat is available if they find the right person. But two people who knows,
maybe Albon will be recalled to AlphaTauri or something ridiculous like that. Like that's probably arguably the most contractually sound move that could be made at the moment, because he's got Red Bull all over his helmet. But it's just kind of like there's so much to kind of just look at and go, wow, and think that way, this way, that way, every single which way. I don't know.
We don't know.
Wait and see moment now.
Yeah, we'll only find out when Oscar Piastri speaks.
Keep checking to see if he has now.
Or if Zach Brown gets there first and says, like, we've got to, and then we'll be doing another podcast this time tomorrow.
Wait.
Oh, my word.
I mean, that well, Freddie finds it. Oh, boy.
I understand that without my agreement, Alpine F1 have put out a press release late this afternoon that I'm driving for them next year. This is wrong, and I've not signed a contract with Alpine for 2023. I will not be driving for Alpine next year.
Are you serious?
Blue tick.
Wow.
Oh, that's a text. You can't read that.
Well, we just did. Nigel's left. It has literally, it's blown his mind.
Oh my goodness me. Oh my Lord. Look at that, guys. Live podcast.
What is this sport? What's going on, man? What's going on?
I love it. I love it so much. Oh
my God.
This is just, oh guys, I actually feel nervous. This is breaking news. Wow. Big wow.
It's
right, we can't end the podcast. Adam, you speak, mate. Well,
I mean, there's so many angles. I mean, from Alpine's point of view, this makes them look like absolute mugs. Like, it just really, really makes them look stupid, and worse than that, sinister. And I don't. If I was Oscar Piastri and now we know this is the case, I'd have been seething all day, because to do that is just not the done thing, and it's showing no respect to Oscar Piastri. I don't know. For McLaren side, they must be wondering what to do next, and it's they'll be just confused as anything, and presumably they'll have been calling him and going, "What's going on? Why have you said this?" And he'll have gone, "I haven't. Where have you heard that?" And they'll have pointed to this press release that has his name on, saying he's there. It's bizarre. I can't remember anything like this, and yeah, if it just paints Alpine awfully. And Piastri, where does he go from here?
McLaren Formula E, clearly. It's going to be something stupid like that.
Chip Ganassi.
Yeah, like you said it.
What's that?
Well, basically, what's just been confirmed is insane. Like it's kind of insane that we've had 2 contract disputes in such a time like this in the space of a month. That's so dramatic. Wow. This is the most shell shocked this podcast I think has ever been. I think that look at that. I'm reporting on the podcast now because I just don't know what to say about Oscar Piastri.
He signed for McLaren. He's signed.
Wow, yeah.
My
He's
God.
signed for McLaren.
McLaren's got 50,000. He got Paloni, he got Rossi, he got.
At least the Aussie merch will still be safe for when Daniel Ricciardo is signed for Alpine in the most embarrassing move of his career, and yet he'll probably be cheaper for them than Piastri.
Jesus.
Who do you think's going to Alpine, boys? Come on.
Piastri.
Oh, imagine that would be amazing.
I don't know. He might, because if the contract says if Alpine are that sure they've got him tied up, it could be. It could be. Like, I know he's saying he's not, but this is going to court. It's just exactly like Alex Palou. It's unbelievable. I've never seen anything like this.
Someone ring Guido van der Garde.
Yeah, but since that, but IndyCar and F1, in the space of a month or in about 4 weeks, I've had 2 high profile. I mean, Palou's a champion. Oscar Piastri's, like Adam's been banging on about, rookie F2, F3, and that other championship. Champion.
Euro Cup.
That one, thank you. This is just bonkers. And it's all caused by Fernando Alonso deciding to do what he wants.
Well, it feels like it's caused before that, I would say.
Well,
I feel like it's. I think there's a lot to say that this is caused by Zach Brown running around like there's no tomorrow. And I don't know, maybe we should ask some questions about Zach Brown because he's clearly just willing to go for it with contracts that and
just
pretend they don't exist.
Contracts.
Like, is there a discussion point to be had about, does someone need to rein him in a bit? Or
it's hilarious content, to be honest.
It's hilarious content, but I mean, surely he's risking the financial well-being of that team, that
could
organization.
Be in massive trouble.
Yeah,
he could be if he loses the Palou move and he goes Chip Ganassi. If Piastri goes
the Palou one we should be careful on. But that's going to federal court in the States.
Yeah.
And also, I'm pretty sure McLaren aren't being taken to court. It's Palou directly who's being taken to court.
Oh. Okay.
But McLaren would be subpoenaed and brought into that. But yeah, that is definitely going to court. So that's a difficult one to be kind of going crazy on because there definitely is contractual dispute there. This is the start of it for Piastri. It'll be an entirely different scenario, presumably UK courts, maybe French. EU competition courts, contractual courts, who knows? Let's see if it goes to court.
It is unbelievable. I just because like you say, Nigel, it might, we can't assume, yes, this is what Piastri thinks, but he could have been misled or not be as strong or as certain on what he thinks he's saying as he is. But even now, surely this just kills any chance of him driving for Alpine, because even if he was open to some chance of it before this, he's not. Now they're trying to force him into the team. It's just bonkers.
All loyalty. I mean, that's what I was going on.
Well, it's just, he doesn't, as much as he has that loyalty and I guess he's indebted to Alpine for bringing him through, then it's not, they were going to sit him out of the team for 2 seasons and sit him out of F1 for a whole season. They have sat him out of F1 for a whole season when he was in the perfect place to be coming in. So it's not, as much as there's a loyalty aspect from Piastri, then it's not been all plain sailing. And I imagine teams would have picked him up as well, especially after his initial triumph. So yeah, I don't know how much that loyalty there element was there for Piastri, but what he says
he
finishes his tweet saying, "I will not be driving for Alpine next year." So it's not.
I'm afraid we've lost
it's just
at the moment, but
yes.
I have just tweeted and asked Oscar Piastri if he wants to come on the pod. So let's see if that happens in the next few minutes. But we'll probably be wrapping it up soon. But yeah, I think the loyalty question is an interesting one. It's non-existent in that regard. and I think that's going to really hurt Alpine. They've been very their messaging has been very forthright in them admitting, not admitting, but sort of saying we've put this much testing into him. He's had about 2,000 kilometers in our car. We're the reason he's got super license points. We're the reason he's got a junior career and is the top and tail of the driver market at the moment, which is a power play in the press release of itself. And it's a question of, well, I mean, was it Ron Dennis who coined the phrase the Piranha Club about the team bosses? Seems like we need a new phrase. Was it Megalodon Club or something? I don't know. To describe where we're at now, like everyone's just gone absolutely haywire, and
my laptop's just gone haywire. Well,
yeah, Nigel's laptop went haywire. He's just come back. Welcome back, Nigel.
Literally broken Chiswick's Wi-Fi, Chiswick's internet connection.
Yeah.
And for Alpine, it's a huge setback that they've had this since they revamped the driver academy, or when Renault revamped it. And it's really, from what drivers have said, it is a kind of sought after seat and has fantastic opportunities there, even compared to other driver academies. But they've had this aim of getting a driver into a seat, and it's not happened. Or into their F1 seat. It's not happened with Zhou. It's not happened with Lundgaard, and now it's looking like it won't happen with Piastri either. So from that, it's a huge failure from that aspect, even though that's not the highest priority at this point.
I think there's a common denominator with Otmar Saf now. He's had a bit of a rocky few years as a team principal. Like, he's just lost his star driver.
I said that at the very start of the year.
Yeah, there we are. He's lost his star junior driver. He's lost his star world champion driver. A couple of years ago, he was caught cheating in Formula One. And he clearly fell out with the big bosses at Aston Martin as well. And he's been, I don't know. He's if I were sitting next to him right now, I'd wonder how long it's going to take for him to get up from how winded he's just been by that punch that's just been blown to him. Like, my goodness me, I wouldn't be surprised if head's going to roll at Alpine.
Yeah. Right, let's end on then what we think is going to happen next in this crazy saga. And then we can, and then our 10-minute podcast, which is obviously not 10 minutes, can finish for today at least.
Yuki Tsunoda's going to drive for Alpine.
Okay.
Pierre Gasly is going to be signed by Williams.
Okay.
Alex Albon is actually going to drive for Chip Ganassi. And Logan Sargent's going to go to AlphaTauri.
Okay. That's Freddie's take. We don't have a clue, do we? We don't have a clue.
Daniel Ricciardo's going to the moon. I don't know.
Yeah, it's absolutely bonkers. So, yeah, stay tuned to the internet for all the latest news. We will react to whatever happens. It could be anything. Who knows what is going on? So, yeah, until next time, it's goodbye.
Next time's going to be tomorrow, mate.
I know.
Tomorrow it's going to be 9 p.m. tonight.
See you later, guys.
Oh, God.